while Israelis are celebrating this newfound peace deal with Morocco, not everyone is happy about this. The Palestinians have been quick to condemn Morocco, with senior officials calling the normalization agreement unacceptable and a denial of the Palestinian people's rights. Well, we have Daniel Sheikh, former Israeli ambassador to France and political commentator, joining us to break all of this down. So, Daniel, first of all, what kind of impact do you think this newfound agreement is going to have on the Middle East as a whole? I mean, what are the implications here?
Look, Natasha, first of all, this is not a first with Morocco. We do have to remind our viewers that Israel and Morocco had the same kind of formal ties, not at the level of an embassy, but of interest offices in the wake of the Oslo agreements in the 90s. And those relations were then broken off following tensions in Gaza and one of Israel's operations there. So it's sort of a renewal of a situation that has already existed. And plus, many Israelis go to Morocco even now. The Moroccans are very open to Israeli tourism. Much of it is pilgrimage to mostly to the tombs of rabbis, famous Moroccan rabbis. As Owen mentioned, there are hundreds of thousands of Israelis who have their roots in Morocco, and it's sort of there's a lot of affinity between the two countries, unlike the Gulf. So yes,
absolutely.
This is very good news. I think that's very good news for many Israelis.
Now, let's turn to the Palestinian response here. I mean, this is a fourth country in less than 4 months to make peace with Israel, the fourth Arab country, despite the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The Palestinians are outraged here, but are they losing ground at this point?
Oh, yes, they're definitely losing ground, and that is, I think, why they keep having this unfortunate response of just, playing their feelings are hurt, they feel betrayed, and all that is true. In a sense, they are betrayed by the Arab world as compared to the position of these Arab states for many, many years, who were sort of backing them nearly blindly, and that is no longer the case. I'm not here to evaluate or comment on Palestinian positions, but I think it's a shame that that this is all their reaction is about, instead of trying to find a way to ride the train that has clearly already left the station. There is an important part of the Moroccan deal, and that is the role of the Moroccan sovereign, the king, as far as Jerusalem is concerned. Within the Arab world, it's the king of Morocco who has some kind of oversight in the name of the Muslims all around about the connections to Jerusalem, and therefore a decision of the Moroccan sovereign to go ahead and renew ties with Israel is something that has significance that goes beyond just the squabbling between Israelis and Palestinians.
Now, what are the other reactions that we're hearing from the Middle East and Africa?
Well, we'll have to see what the reactions are to the American move about Western Sahara.
Right.
It's a big deal. We obviously in Israel are more interested in the one part of the deal, but the other part is actually from a diplomatic, international diplomatic point of view, much more significant. And I agree with Owen that I'm not quite certain that the Biden administration will accept this fait accompli that the Trump administration is leaving on their doorstep just weeks away from the transition. It's a big deal because the United States breaks away from the position that is the traditional in the international community, and it's a breakaway from the traditional American position.
Right.
So I don't know if Joe Biden, his team will want to adopt that.